Hello, friend. Welcome to episode 3 of the Journey Sessions podcast. Today, it's all about non-attachment. Well, it's at least all about what wants to be said about this through me. I'm pretty excited to share all this with you. One thing I want to make sure that we're clear on is this is for the person, and I'm raising my hand here, who wasn't just born into this world like knowing that non-attachment is just our natural state. This episode is to remind you and to help you bring you back to that natural state. So this is for all my hypervigilant, controlling, type A, anxious, tendency type friends, which that was me. I definitely was more of that way and previously in my life. As I've deepened into the things I'm going to share with you today, I have allowed myself to step into my natural state of non-attachment, which includes just trusting in the fucking universe and like in my truest desires. And as I do the work to move through the energies, the emotions, the hurdles, the roadblocks, the trauma, the conditioning, the structures, I access non-attachment more and more. So I want to talk about it today because it's a really beautiful place. It's very relaxing here. It's really calming. It's really spacious. And so I want to talk about it. I want to share this with you. So non-attachment is a result you experience when you know that what is for you is coming to you, period. Let me say that again. Non-attachment is a result. It's a result you experience when you know that what is for you is coming to you, period. Okay, so this also creates the result of trust, right? And you have to know what you're trusting. And the key words here are for you and knowing. So we're going to really dive in here to knowing what is for you, because that's where the trust comes in, right? Because when we explore what is actually for us, what we're doing is journeying through all the bullshit layers that we've taken on that say, oh no, this is what's for you. This is what you should be doing. This is what success looks like. This is what a relationship looks like. This is what a business looks like. This is what, an acceptable life looks like, right? So for a lot of us, it's really hard to know what's for us. And we can't trust what isn't for us because if it's not for us, it's bullshit. So we're not going to trust it. So we have to constantly be in the act of uncovering what's for us and moving towards that. And when you do, you have a knowing. And this is, we're going to kind of tease out the difference between knowing and belief right now. Belief is a doorway to non-attachment, but there's a really important component to belief that is often overlooked, and that's embodying it, and that's the knowing. You feel it in your body. When you know that something is for you, or you know that something's working, or you know that something's coming, you feel it in your body. You therefore can also believe it, but this knowing in your body is what actually serves and feeds the belief. If you go the other way, which a lot of us are taught to build your belief without actually embodying it, you're just actually creating more attachment. When belief is kept as a mental construct and not as an embodied truth, it reinforces attachment. So you gotta look out for this. And attachment, so this is fun, If non-attachment is a result you experience when you know that what is for you is coming to you, period, then we can say that attachment is a result you experience when you don't know that what is for you will come to you, right? So we attach to the falseness of ourselves, of what we've been sold, of what we've been taught, of what we've been, of what we've believed about ourselves in our life. Essentially, this is fear. This is kind of like the opposite of trust. You can't be non-attached to what you're unconsciously afraid of. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. And I'm actually going to share a personal example with you here in a little bit that's going to it's going to demonstrate what this is. It's going to really encapsulate this idea that what is for you is something that you're going to be uncovering throughout your life. And that's what life is for. It's for this radical self-discovery. And understanding what your unconscious fears are is what's going to free you. It's going to free you to trust in life. Trust in the journey of it. So let's explore this. So the first I'm gonna pose a few questions here today. The first one is this for me? Right? So remember, non-attachment is a result you experience when you know that what is for you will come to you. You have to know, is this for me? Because that's your compass. I call this true desire. It's for me. How do I know? How do I know that something is for me? Which really translates to your why. To your why. Your why is always the deeper reason for why you're going after what you're going after, or why you're calling in, or why you want what you want. It's because of the why. What happens when you have this? And I'm going to talk more about this in a minute with my personal example that feels edgy as fuck to share with you, by the way, but I'm here for it. So how do you know that something is for you? Underneath it all, underneath all those hurdles and roadblocks and set blocks and conditioning and trauma, all the ways that the world wants to squash you and hold you back, you have an unrelenting yes. This is how you know something is for you. That's all you need to know. The journey is moving through all that bullshit, right? That's what's going to uncover and heal and provide wisdom for and deepen you in to really your why. So clarity. So how do I know this is for me? How do I hit that unrelenting yes? How do I find clarity? Well, that comes through curious, open contemplation. Really, you have to be the adventurous explorer of your own heart. Because guess what? No one else is going to do that for you. They can't. No one else on this planet, in this world, can explore your heart. You, my friend, are the only one that can do this. So you have to be the explorer of your own heart with compassion and curiosity and contemplation and presence and space, right? It is in the space where you notice what is and isn't for you. And like I said before, it's a lifelong exploration. And it's beautiful. It's supposed to be. So my longest standing, deepest desire, the thing that I've always said had an unrelenting, yes, this is for me, has been monogamous, long-term relationship. Ever since I was a young child, I felt something, I call it love, because it is, and more, in my body. And this energy in my body knew that it was it was a relating energy. It was shared with another, and it was built, and it would expand, and it would reflect, and it would compound, and it would got more and more and more and more. And I knew that I was shown, actually, the world was really good at showing me like, oh, it's between two people in this monogamous long-term relationship structure. And I'll get more into that in a moment. Yes, on the true deepest desire, on the hell yes. Yes, this is for me. What isn't for me was the structure that was sold to me. The relationship structure that was sold to me, that was really the only one that my desire for a monogamous long-term relationship fit into, we're just going to call marriage. It's, we meet, we fall in love, we move in together, we get married, let's have some kids, and let's spend the rest of our lives together. Sounds great. This model, this structure, is full of compromise and sacrifice and the fulfillment of unsustainable roles. I'm going to step back for a moment and say, in my experience, like, I won't even speak for anyone else. From my experience, this is what that looked like. Now, and I did this. I was in a monogamous long-term relationship for 16 years. I moved in. We actually didn't get married. Side note, we never got married, which is an interesting blessing, which has actually shown me in such a beautiful, it was a lot of heartache and grief for me around that circumstance, but it actually has reinforced what I know about this, what I'm a hell yes to for a monogamous long-term relationship, which I'll go into in a moment. But it was like committed, and let's like, we live together, let's spend the rest of our lives together. And it slowly destroyed me. And I started to question, like, is this for me? And I questioned all of it. But deep inside my heart was this hell yes. This monogamous long-term relationship is for you. And it took me years of consistent, compassionate, curious contemplation within myself and my life, exploring everything. And it's a big, big story. I'm going to try to just pull out the pieces that I need to share, is where I realized, like, oh, but it's not going to happen in this structure. Now, this is my experience. And if you're relating to me and you're like in a situation right now, you're in a relationship where you're like, oh my gosh, this is what's happening for me too. Relationships can change to accommodate the truest, healthiest desires of the people within it. Mine couldn't. The structure couldn't shift. Our love didn't adjust to and expand to hold me and what I was opening up to, which was like, this structure's not working. Like, living day in and day out with you, and like being the mom and taking on a disproportionate amount of the work with the child rearing, and you taking on a disproportionate amount of the work with the money earning, like, isn't fucking working. And so like the conversations and the work around adjusting that and stepping into a new paradigm in our relationship, we couldn't do that. We couldn't figure that out together. And so the relationship ended. So I moved out in September of 2021. And I was in a place for a while where I was like, I'm not sure what I truly desire. Is this for me? So I had to, like, I was in the contemplation of that. And I became clear pretty soon, like, yes, this is such a desire for me. And through some like conscious learning and conversations and staying open, what ended up happening, and this is just so fucking beautiful, is that I fell in love with a man that lives 3 hours away. So I'm now technically in a relationship structure that we call a long distance relationship. But here's the beautiful, beautiful gift is that the goal isn't to live together. The goal isn't to get married. The goal isn't to like combine our children and like have a family that looks like the typical relationship structure of a monogamous long-term relationship. Those aren't the goals. So I'm here. I feel like I'm a voyager in my life. And this is why I love podcasting and sharing this example with you, because it's going to be an ongoing conversation. I'll continue to share with you what I discover here, because I think it's going to be super valuable for a lot of people. So in this knowing, so hell yes, monogamous long-term relationship is for me. And hell yes, not living together is for me. And hell yes, maybe even going a week or more without seeing each other is for me. How do I know? Because I've deepened into the reason why monogamous long-term relationship is for me. Now that I've moved through the bullshit structures that I was attached to. Bring it back to the theme of our topic today, which is non-attachment. So the reason for the long-term monogamous relationship for me is to be supported, witnessed, and loved as I become more and more myself through greater self-expression, creativity, and impact. And for me, this requires space. The mind-blowing truth is that being in a monogamous long-term relationship is just as much about aloneness as it is togetherness. There's no hierarchy. The goal isn't to be together more. This just blows my mind. Guess what? Our love isn't any less potent because we're not together more or because that's not our goal. And I'm not saying I'm not open to that. I'm just not attached to it. And because I'm not attached to it, I've opened up to the fucking truth, which is that both are required, aloneness and togetherness, to experience the level of intimacy, vulnerability, and connection I desire. That is the why. That is what I desire. And for me to access that true, not false connection, not false intimacy, not like, I mean, I'm not going to go into it, but I will reference here Esther Perel's book, Mating in Captivity. If you want to understand from a broader perspective, a trained therapist who's been studying intimacy, relationships, and desire in relationships, sexuality for decades, how the typical, the one and only structure of relationship that we're sold, if we are like, yeah, I want long-term monogamous relationship, actually kills desire. I'll put a link in the show notes to that book. So I was attached to how my desire was supposed to look, which left unconscious, became ultimately about what I was afraid of, which was being rejected and alone. Which happened when I told my partner of 16 years, like, I need more space. I need to live alone. Like, we need to change our structure. Like, I still love you. I'm still committed to you. And like, let's raise these kids and let's have a freaking amazing time. He couldn't see it. He's like, sorry, I'm out. I was left. I was alone. I did feel rejected. Like, can I really have this? It was very painful. But I wasn't willing to risk my true desire because I knew. So I was willing to unattach from the structure because I knew that what is for me is going to come to me. And it has. And because I was unattached, it has come to me in the most beautiful way and provided me with the most mind-blowing awareness about myself and what I truly want. So I've found greater clarity, right? I found greater clarity, more clarity than I thought I needed. But guess what? When you choose the path of evolution and personal growth and transformation, you will always need more clarity. Okay. So the first question is this for me? The second question is, how am I attached to how this is supposed to look? So you have to challenge the automatic stories, the beliefs, the programming that has taken your unique desire. Like my desire for a monogamous long-term relationship is unique to me. But what happens is those automatic stories, those beliefs, those programming, shove it into a collective mass of mediocrity, which kills actually what is for you and what you truly desire. So you have to look at how you're, like I was attached to getting a ring put on my left finger and having a wedding and being a wife and like building a house together and the life and who I got to be and the mother and the kids and the growing old and the trips and all that. I was very attached to it. And I tried really, really hard to make it so, and it didn't work. I had to question all of it. And now I actually get what I want. Imagine that. So I'm going to give you a few questions here, and I'll put these in the show notes too, so that you can identify how you're attached to how this is supposed to look. So think about a desire you have. And it might be desire that you're currently living, but you feel like not completely satisfied. Or maybe it's a desire that you've only secretly admitted to yourself, but you've also told yourself, oh, that's not possible. That's not possible in this lifetime. Or it's something that you desire, and you're consciously like open to it and you're going after it, but it feels hard and you're hitting resistance and you're kind of getting tired. So here's some questions to reflect on. Number one, what are your automatic assumptions around how you think this is supposed to look? Number two, what box are you unintentionally fitting into that feels safe and reasonable? And number three, what do you really want? What lies beyond what you've been telling yourself you want, that because this feels acceptable and expected of you, what's beyond that? What do you really, really want? So these questions challenge you to explore where you're attached, and they invite you into what you know to be true for you. So I'm going to continue to use myself as an example. I've started looking at property to buy. So I'm renting. I lived for 16 years with my partner on his property. We weren't married, so it was really easy just to leave. And I just walked away, and I'm renting. And that's another thing that I've had to explore is like, was a lifelong dream, like buy property, build a home. And it's like 18 months later, I'm like, that is what I want. Like that's feeling like it's still, this is for me. And so I've started exploring that. I would love to live inland a bit, where it's warmer with more property, but I also have 3 young children that I need to get to school 5 days a week. And like, that's not my reality right now. Now I could lie to myself and say that's not what I want because it's not possible right now, because I'm not willing to do that. And I'm also not willing not to be with my kids. But I don't want to. Like, what if I still want what I want and believe that I can have what I want, and I just let the universe guide me and deliver to me what I want? I don't know what the fuck's going to happen after this moment. I have no idea. So when I attach to how I think it's supposed to look, because I need to stay reasonable and I can't like abandon my kids or like drive for an hour every day because I'm not willing to do that. And I just know that I want to be the most present parent I can be with my children and enjoy this time with them. And I have this image of the property that I want to live on. I get to have both. And I don't have to be attached to how that looks. Okay. So if you're experiencing attachment, this indicates you're believing something that you're believing something is true that isn't. So I started getting kind of like, fuck, like the property I want, like I'm not, like it's not here, like in this vicinity. That was an indication to me that I was attached. I was controlling. I was believing stories. I was in programming. It's like, I'm believing something is true for me that isn't. So what do I really want? Why do I really want it? What's my deeper reason why? And I sink into that, right? It just opens up possibilities. Okay, so you can always explore your attachment and your beliefs that aren't serving you by getting radically honest, compassionate, and present with yourself. Always, always, always. This is like, you want to be happy? You want to be successful? You want to like impact greater? You want to love more? You want to like blow your own mind? Do this. Get radically honest, compassionate, and present with yourself as often as possible. That's it. Okay. Number 3. What does being non-attached feel like? So if you're trying to access the idea of non-attachment, you're just going to create more attachment. You can't stay conceptualized. You got to drop into your body. The invitation is to be in the felt experience of it. So think of a desire that you already have, like truly have, like something that you just expect. Like it's a no-brainer. You don't have to keep like holding on to like, do I really have this? Is this really mine? I can't believe this is mine. Like a desire, something that you always wanted that you have now that you just are like, oh yeah, this is how it is. I have this. It feels amazing. What is it? I mean, it might be something simple like your bed. Like you have the most comfortable bed that your 20-year-old self dreamed about. Oh my God. And now you have it. And it's in a bedroom that your like 20-year-old self dreamed about. Now you have it. Maybe it's the way you dance or like how you do yoga. Like you just have it, right? So whatever it is, it's not important. But if just tap into the full knowing that you already have this and feel this in your body. Feel what it's like to just have what you want and not be attached to how you're going to get it, how it's going to come to you, because you already have it. This beautiful gift is within you, right? The only difference between this that you already have and what's already within you that you don't already have is time and space. But just notice that your true desires naturally are non-attached because they just are. It's a knowing, it's a truth. And so use the evidence that you already have in your life for how you can already embody non-attachment and bring that forward into your next level desires. Because love, you just get to keep having more and more. You get to want what you have and you get to want more. 100%. 100%. This is non-attachment. This is what it feels like. So we're going to move now into the journey portion of this episode. And as always, like just make sure you're able to be completely present here. Don't listen to this while you're driving. Don't try to figure this out while you're doing anything else. Just if you are doing something else, just listen to it later. The integration questions, there's a link to those in the show notes. Even if you pop your earbuds in and fall asleep, reach for those integration questions and put pen to paper and write. So much is going to come through. It's going to be amazing. So we'll start here in just a moment. Beautiful friend. I'm going to invite you here to just settle in even deeper. Inviting beautiful sacred breath into your beautiful sacred body, drawing it in here, filling belly. Breathing in a little bit more, holding it here for just a moment. And then allowing this breath out. Exhaling fully. Holding the release at the top just for a moment before you take another nice, beautiful deep breath in. Filling your belly. Allowing it to fill up even more. And really sinking in. Releasing this breath. And on your exhale, allowing your body to sink in even more. Beautiful. Continue to breathe in this way, taking nice, full inhalations, holding and allowing yourself to just drop deeper and deeper and deeper into your body. And with every exhalation, relaxing, relaxing, relaxing even more. Even more. There you go. Beautiful. Keep breathing like this. Place a hand over your heart and invite your heart right here to move forward a little bit more, to come closer to the surface here, opening up your heart energy space, allowing it to open up even more, even more. Continue to breathe and sink into your body deeper, deeper, deeper here. Relaxing, and as you do, allow your chest to open, open, open. And inviting one of your greatest desires, whatever desire is ready to be revealed to you now, whatever is perfect for this time and space right here, to come out, and before you have an entire scene that you are just going to step into that is filled with your desire. Allow yourself to just step into the scene. Your heart space is open, and it's revealing to you everything you need to know right now about your desire. And you're just stepping in, continuing to breathe into your body. And just notice what stands out about this scene. What is also present here with you are the attachments that are keeping you from fully surrendering, from fully stepping in to this desire. And right now, you're going to notice one of them, the attachment that has the story, the programming, the structure that is ready for you to move through it. So just notice in your body where you're attached. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe there's some resistance. Maybe you're literally feeling pulled back from stepping fully into this desire. Notice where this is in your body and just feel what it's like here. Describe how this attachment feels in your body. Notice how this attachment feels in your body. Continue to breathe. And then just notice the story that's attaching to you here. What's the programming? Or what's the structure that's holding you, boxing you in? Just noticing it here. And then giving your body permission right here to just drop the attachment. Just allow it to just drop, release itself from your body. Breathing in here and just noticing the space, Noticing the freedom from that attachment. No need to concern yourself with how you're going to stay non-attached here. Just in this moment, right here, just experience the non-attachment. Breathe into your body. And ask yourself, when I'm no longer attached to this story, to this programming or this structure, what is the knowing? What is the truth that reveals itself to me now? Allow your body to show you right here. Beautiful. Noticing here how this scene you're in of your desire feels. What else is available to you here when you're not attached? Notice what's here. Gorgeous. Now just take a few more moments here, breathing into your body and really being in this experience of being in your desire and feeling this non-attachment. Just noticing what this is like. Having this felt experience right here. Beautiful. Now taking a moment here to thank your desire for showing up, for inviting you in. Taking a moment to thank your body for revealing this desire, for revealing the attachment, for all the knowledge and truth that came through. And thanking yourself for going on this journey today. Breathing this desire back into your heart, taking a nice, deep, beautiful breath right here and inviting everything that's here before you to come back into your open chest, into your open heart, and to funnel back into your beautiful sacred body, allowing it all to come back. It came from you. It came through you. It is yours. Receiving it all now. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And again, placing a hand over your heart, just thanking your heart, thanking your desire. Beautiful. Moving your arms and legs, wiggling your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes to a soft gaze. Welcome back, beautiful soul. There are integration questions. If you've already signed up for previous episodes, you will find them in the Google folder. If you have not done that, please go to the link in the show notes to get the integration questions, to take this deeper. There's so much information that just the journey alone you aren't conscious of. But when you put pen to paper and answer the questions and just allow yourself to write and allow wisdom and truth to come through, so much more will be revealed. So I strongly encourage you to do this. If there was something that came up that you want more clarity around right now, I am offering $25, starting at $25 sliding scale channeled guidance. This would be an epic resource for you if you wanted support, if you wanted universal wisdom and truth around your experience. Feel free to follow that link to learn more and to sign up. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here with me. Until next time, take care.